What is up, party people? Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I am going to be showing you guys a very basic Warlock build that you can use if you're trying to do like hard activities, maybe go into the raid day one. This is a very basic build, super easy to make, and it doesn't really require much. Uh, but yeah, without further ado, let's just get straight into it. First off, we're gonna be doing the weapons last because the weapons are very specific, and I don't want you using weapons if you don't have or if you don't want to, right? So this is gonna be last. First, we're gonna start with the subclass. Now, I recommend first off and foremost grenades, vortex, period. Vortex nades, straight up. You can also get away with using stuff like suppressions because you can suppress the hive supers. You might can get away with using a magnetic grenade for damage purposes, I guess. Void Wall might not be that bad either, but I highly recommend Vortex. Vortex plus Chaos Accelerant, essentially you just blow everything up. Everything literally just dies. If you don't know what Chaos Accelerant does, it essentially allows you to supercharge your grenade and effectively making your grenade do more damage. It also lasts a bit longer. Now, the next thing I recommend is Child of the Old Gods, which essentially is Void Buddy, this little thing that he's holding in his hand. Void Buddy. Essentially what Void Buddy does is when you pop your rift, you get Void Buddy. When you shoot something, Void Buddy is going to go like charging in at it, and it's going to weaken them. What the weaken effect does is essentially makes your opponent take more damage. They also have like slower movement speed, so yeah. And it's supposed to be less accurate, but I don't really see that actually being a thing. Realistically, it's essentially like a mini tether, if you will. It also creates a giant AoE, so anything inside of Void Buddy's range will be taking more damage. It's super good. The other thing you could use is Devour, but I'll get into why I don't recommend Devour in a minute. Well, why I'm not using it anyway. I'll get into that in a bit. Next, for the fragments. Now this this could be interesting. First off, you want this void ability, final blows, cause targets explode. You want echo explosion, because straight up, you're going to be using your void abilities a lot, and that explosion is pretty good. You also get plus 10 intellect, which is cool, I guess. Undermining. You want this too. Your void grenades weaken targets. This effectively means when you throw your grenade, your opponent's taking more damage. Because taking more damage, your grenade is doing more damage. While you're shooting them, you're doing more damage. This is just straight up a damage increase to you and your team. It's great. Echo of Remnants essentially means your vortex nade, your axon balls, spikes, all that stuff has increased duration. You want this because obviously you're using vortex nade. If you're using vortex nade, this basically makes it last longer. I think it's only like 2 or 3 extra seconds, but regardless, it's longer, and that just means more damage. Now, other pretty decent choices, right? You have is it this one? No. Other decent choices include melee final blows, start health regen. That's not too bad. You can melee a thrall, get your health back. It's not that bad. But I recommend this for a totally different thing regarding the Devour. But it's not like it's that bad. This one right here's persistence also isn't too shabby. Void abilities applied to you, meaning your invisibility, overshield, or devour have increased duration. Essentially meaning you can stay invisible longer, you have that overshield longer, you have the devour perk procced longer. Now, let me quickly get into why I don't personally recommend devour. Well, why I'm not using it, I should say. What devour does is essentially when you kill an enemy, you get full health. And it also resets the timer for Devour. In order to do it, you need to essentially like you got to do something to get the perk to proc. So, in this case, all you gotta do is defeat an enemy with a void ability to activate Devour. Then past that point, as long as you're killing stuff, you will keep getting your health back. This is a really, really solid aspect. It's really good. It's really good, especially if you're like just mindlessly killing ads. Like if you're going into the raid day one and you are like you're the ad clearer, this probably isn't a bad idea. This is probably a really good perk to have because you could just keep killing ads over and over. Oh look, you're one shot, kill that acolyte, boom, full health. It's great, fantastic. And then on top of that, you can also have stuff like, um, where you go? Melee final blows have start health regen. Now, obviously, what you're thinking, why would I have that on if when I kill stuff I get health regen anyway? That's not what I mean. If you have this on, in order to get the Vow with the proc, you need to have avoidability. If you don't have avoidability, you're not getting health regen. If you use your avoidability already, and you don't have the Vow proc, if you just melee kill something, you'll still get that health regen. That's what this does. Not bad. And also persistence will allow the devourer to last longer, so you have more time to actually kill stuff. It's it's not bad, but for the purpose of what I'm going with, I essentially am going with the I'm weakening everything so we all can do more damage kind of thing, and that's basically what this build is. I'm weakening stuff so we all can do more damage, and yeah, that's essentially it for that. Your melee in this build is kind of just there. You're not really using it really, like just use it whenever. Most of this build comes from the grenade and void buddy, but yeah. As for everything else, healing rift or empowering, I recommend healing rift because the empowering rift, in my opinion, the heals aren't really worth it. So yeah, but obviously it's subjective. You can use whatever you want. As for the jump, use strafe glide. I recommend strafe glide. If you want to be weird and use blink or something, go for it. But I recommend strafe glide. Now, onto the build, the armors. Now, let's start with the top. First off, I'm not gonna go into like my grenades and stuff like that, but try to get 100 discipline because I had 100 discipline at the start of this expansion, but because of this fragment, it makes you lose 20 discipline, so it's worth it though. But try to have 100 discipline if you're going with this build. Anyway, first off, on the helmet. On the helmet, I have linear fusion finder because I'm rocking linear fusion as my heavy weapon, most likely. Obviously, you can change this to whatever heavy weapon you're using. I'm using Psychonic Forging because I ran out of space, so I put something in here just because. Essentially, what this does, it increases the duration of Psycho Hack. Now, what Psycho Hack does is it effectively means that whatever you're shooting is doing less damage to you. As long as you're shooting it, it does less damage to you, and that perk essentially enhances it, making it last longer. So, not bad. If you find yourself using one of these weapons or whatever, by all means, throw on this mod. And Protective Light. Protective Light is an extremely good perk. It did just get nerfed with this expansion, but effectively, as long as you have Charge of Light, whenever your shield gets broken, you will take significantly less damage from enemies, meaning you will last longer and live. It's good. For reloaders, well, not reloaders, for gauntlets, I'm using Lunafaction boots, so I don't really find a need to have a reloader mod. However, if you want to go for it, I have impact induction just because if I hit some of my melee, it reduces my grenade cooldown. Since my grenade's kind of important, I want my grenade back quicker. And we have elemental ordnance, which basically means if I get a kill with avoid ability or whatever ability, avoid grenade rather, I will spawn an elemental well. That's it. This is important because it goes hand in hand with this one, Well of Tenacity. When I spawn a void elemental well, I will basically take less damage for about 5 seconds. It's essentially another protective light. But in this case, all I need to do to get this is throw my grenade and kill stuff. And since we've been over this, the grenade does a fuck ton of damage. That's going to happen. Now, we also have linear fusion reserves, because again, this is my heavy weapon. Makes sense. Obviously, if you're using something else, use something else that works for you, whatever weapon you're using. And I'm using void resistance because there was nothing else to put here. You can change this out for like concussive dampener if you're going as AoE. or sniper, whatever. Trade it out. Alternatively, as well, if you don't need the reserves, you can throw this on. Thermal shock plating, which makes you take less damage from both solar and arc. Not bad. Moving on to the boots. Again, we're using lunar factions. So yeah, we got limited fusion scabs, so I can pick up more ammo for it. We got recuperation, specifically so I can get more health when I pick up an orb. And we have elemental charge, which basically means if I pick up an elemental well that match my element, being void, I will then get 2 stacks of charge of light. This is how we're proccing protective light. Now, last but not least, we have this one. This is kind of use what the fuck you want. I don't really have anything else to say. This is kind of just use what you want, really. Overload grenade, because I didn't. There was nothing else to push that made sense. We got outreach again. Nothing else to put here that made sense. Powerful friends, just because, well, whenever an ally pop a super, you get charge for light, which again will proc protective light. So it kind of makes sense. And yeah, now real quick, obviously this is a very basic build. This is basic, right? You can find ways to make everything here better. You can do 100%, whether it's weapons or whatever. There's ways you can make this better. This is just a very basic build for just people that are just trying to get in and just give it a whirl. This is very basic. Anyone can do it. Yeah. Now, talk about what I'm using day one and why. So, I'm using Peace Bond. Is this a good option? Probably not. You can replace Peace Bond with Heritage or any other slug shotgun, really, because slug shotguns do decent damage. But I have Peace Bond just because it's a pretty decent like CQC weapon that you can use to kill stuff. So Polaris Lance for the safety at range. It also does relatively good damage in my opinion, as for a scout rifle. And yeah, it has an AOE like boom and a bone effect. I don't know. I like it. I like using what I like. So, and then we have Reed's Regret, which is going to be the boss damager. Um, we have Vorpal Weapon on it for obviously damage. Canal Cartridge, which essentially means that this weapon can go up to about 8 rounds in the mag. Really good. Really, 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 really good. Um, and yeah, that's honestly it. Real for real. Really, you could change the stuff out for other weapons that make sense. If you want to use a rocket like Bad Omens or something with impact casing, you can. Like you can do a lot of stuff to make this better. But this is just what I'm rocking. Like I said, it's very simple. Most people can probably do it. Only thing you probably can't do is like maybe Reed's Regret. You might not have this. But like I said, if you don't have this, you can just throw on like Bad Omens from Drifter or lots of other stuff really. But this is essentially my build for what I'm gonna be rocking day one into the raid. I've been rocking this for a minute now, and I quite like it. It's fun. It gets the job done. And one more time, because I can't stress it enough, can you make this build better? Yes. Yes, you can. There's like lots of ways you probably can do better than this. This is literally just a bare minimum. If you want to just give something a try that's different or whatever for once, here you go. This is just a bare minimum entry level like build, if you will. I am not claiming that this is like out there or amazing by any means. It's just it gets the job done. Can you bring it to high level content and do fine? Yes. Yes, you can. Is it hard to make? No. No, it's not. Is it optimal? Probably not. Like I said, you can make it better. But yeah, that's basically it. That's it for the video. It was just me talking. I hope you guys enjoyed. Um, do let me. By the way, if whoever watches this, let me know if you would like to see like gameplay when I do stuff like this. Like, if so, then let me know because I can like get some gameplay footage and also show you guys the abilities too. Or if you don't mind just hearing the blab of me talking about everything, let me know. I don't really plan on doing more of these like often or nothing like that, but I do want to know like when I do decide to do something like this again, if people like to have like gameplay associated with me talking about it, or if you'd rather just straight up me talk about it, just let me know. But yeah, that's for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, take care and peace. Bye bye.